Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. Today, I want to invite you to share with me as we look at Genesis, the 45th chapter, verses 16 through 28, a very powerful message of forgiveness. The news has now reached Pharaoh's palace. Joseph's brothers have arrived. Pharaoh and all of his officials were all gathered. They were delighted to hear this. Pharaoh says to Joseph, "Tell your brothers, this is what you must do. Load up pack animals and hurry back to Canaan." Well, Pharaoh appreciated Joseph so much that he hears about Joseph and his family. And he says, "For that reason, I want you to know how much of a blessing you've been to me. I want to bless your family." This becomes a great story to remind all of us that God doesn't just bless us as individuals. He blesses our whole household. He blesses our whole family. He says, "Tell all your family, come on. I'm going to give you a land that you had never imagined you would have." But believe it or not, this becomes the promise. Remember how God had promised his people that they would have the land of Canaan? It is now coming to pass. So Pharaoh sends extra wagons. The wagons that were in Egypt, that were Egyptian wagons. He says, "Go and get your children, get your wives, bring your father, bring all your personal belongings if you want to, but you don't have to worry about it because I got more than you ever would have envisioned." You know, it's amazing how God will bless us when we find ourselves getting in line with him. Well, Joseph's brothers were not in line with what they thought they needed to do. God does something that puts them in line. He puts them in position. He puts them in a place where they will get all the food they need. They will have all the clothes that they need. And not only just Joseph's family, but God is doing something powerful with all the people in the region. Because of Joseph's leadership, everybody is blessed. This becomes a message to remind all of us that when we have great leadership, everyone can be blessed. We have to pray for our leadership, the leadership in both our local government, our state government, our national government, leadership in our communities, leadership in our congregations. And when we have great leadership, everybody is blessed. Joseph sends his brothers off and he says, "I'm giving you everything you need so you can come back." But he says to them something that is so important. In the D clause of verse 24, he says, don't quarrel or don't argue about any of this as you're on the way back home." See, Joseph has some insight in his brothers. He knew that they would begin to have conversation, but he tells them, "Don't even talk about this. I just want you to follow instructions." You know, isn't it amazing that when God blesses us, sometimes we ask ourselves the question, what took us so long to get this blessing? And you know, sometimes we can start blaming other people. And I'm certain Joseph knew that his brothers would start talking to each other and say, "We probably never would have gotten in that fix that we were in with this famine had we done what was right. But because we didn't do the right thing, God still blessed us. God blessed our brother. And now God has put us in position that we can all be blessed beyond measure." God does something so powerful for Joseph and his family. God wants to do something powerful for you and for me and for all of our families. He wants to bless us with all the things that we need that pertains to life and godliness. And God wants us to live a life that will bring him glory. I do believe that Joseph's brothers are about to get it right. When they get back, they're going to have a family reunion. I hope and pray that you and I can all find ourselves at peace with God and peace with one another. Always know that you're exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and God has a great blessing in store for you because you are God's best, and God gives his best to those who are his best. I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you on tomorrow.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.